Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. When Calls the Heart writers had to change disrespectful storyline. Over the years, Hearties have debated about some of the big When Calls the Heart storylines. Oftentimes, fingers have been pointed at showrunners or even producers. However, in a recent interview, new showrunner Joy Gregory revealed the Hallmark protocol when creating a storyline. This includes a season 12 example of how they had to make a major change because of a disrespectful storyline. When Calls the Heart has a new showrunner, Joy Gregory, for season 13. Gregory has shared a light on a lot of the writing and storyline decisions. Moreover, in a recent interview on the official Hearties After Show, Gregory and writers Ali Devereaux and Liam Fernley talked about how scenes get rewritten or even deleted. There is an entire Hallmark protocol here. Surprisingly, Joy Gregory revealed that scenes can be written multiple times. There could be 3 rewrites by the time they write the script. The directors weigh in. Then after the scene is shot, there are choices made in the editing process. Joy began, editing makes choices. We all weigh in on the edit. Next, she cautioned, no one's taking anything away from us that we wish we could have saved. Next, she revealed that Hallmark executives, and even Jeanette Oak, who created the book series, all weigh in on scenes. Multiple people are involved in the storytelling. Gregory shared how the process works. We start with something called a story arena, which is just a paragraph or 2 about the A story, the B story, and the C story. She then continued, and that goes through everybody. Everybody's eyeballs are on that. All the network execs, and we really rely on everyone's sense of what works on the show. Being new to the When Calls the Heart writers' room can mean content needs to be changed. As Joy Gregory was new to the series, she revealed that she appreciated the feedback. But this also meant more work. She then went on to cite a big-time example regarding Allie, portrayed by Jetta Lily Miller. However, it should be interesting to see if some of Allie's fire is increased in season 13, as she is now older and could have some new adventures outside of Nathan's ever-watchful eye. Hope Valley has long been known as a place of warmth, second chances, and moral lessons. But behind the scenes of When Calls the Heart season 12, a brewing storm nearly altered that pristine image forever. A planned storyline intended to shake up the town's quiet charm ended up being scrapped altogether, after the writers realized they had crossed a line that even loyal Hearties wouldn't tolerate. At the heart of the controversy was a proposed plot twist involving Elizabeth Thatcher, played by Erin Krakow, the beloved schoolteacher and emotional center of the show. In an early version of the season script, Elizabeth was set to have a romantic dalliance with a visiting land surveyor, an arrogant, city-born character who was not only significantly younger, but also blatantly disrespectful to the townspeople, including Nathan and Lucas. Worse, the man was written to question Elizabeth's commitment to her late husband Jack's memory, pushing her to move on and grow up. The storyline was meant to challenge Elizabeth, to place her in an emotionally confusing situation as she questioned her identity and the future she truly wanted. But as filming approached, murmurs from the cast and production team started to ripple across set. Erin Krakow, who has not only starred in When Calls the Heart since its inception, but has also taken on producing duties, reportedly voiced her concerns early. A source from the crew, speaking under anonymity, shared, Erin felt the script was completely out of character, not just for Elizabeth, but for the entire tone of the show. She called it a betrayal of the very soul of Hope Valley. Her sentiments were echoed by other cast members, particularly Kevin McGarry, Nathan, and Chris McNally, Lucas, who both felt the storyline painted their characters as petty and emotionally weak. They had Nathan throwing jealous fits in the saloon. The source said, It was bordering on comedic, and not in a good way. Fans who managed to catch whispers of the plot through leaked script pages were not amused. Within days, message boards and fan groups were ablaze with disappointment. "This is not Heartland or some nighttime soap," one longtime fan wrote. "We come to Hope Valley for values, not disrespect." Mounting backlash, the writing team met for a 2-day emergency summit at the Hallmark headquarters in Los Angeles. Showrunner Lindsay Sturman, who had taken over creative direction in the past 2 seasons, admitted in a behind-the-scenes interview that the storyline was a miscalculation. "We wanted to explore Elizabeth's growth in a way that felt new," she explained. "But we realize now that challenging her integrity wasn't the right move. Elizabeth Thatcher isn't just a character. She's a symbol for strength, grace, and consistency." Rather than air the controversial scenes, the writers rewrote several episodes from scratch. The surveyor character was transformed from a smarmy romantic rival to a well-meaning but awkward professional named Thomas Whitmore, whose main plotline involved helping Rosemary and Lee Coulter with a land dispute that could have cost the Coulters their newspaper printing press. Instead of undermining Elizabeth, Thomas sought her help navigating Hope Valley's close-knit politics. His respect for the town, and especially for Elizabeth's dedication, became a key part of his redemption arc. By the time he left town 2 episodes later, viewers were left with a warm-hearted guest character instead of a jarring interloper. More notably, the changes allowed Nathan and Elizabeth to reconnect over shared values and moments of genuine vulnerability. A particularly powerful scene saw Elizabeth standing by the schoolhouse window, watching Nathan guide little Jack through his first horseback lesson. The moment was quiet, but it said more than any love triangle could. The writers even worked the public backlash into a self-aware subplot. In one episode, Florence and Molly debated writing a scandalous column in the Valley Voice about out-of-town troublemakers and heartbreak tourists. Their back and forth served as a humorous nod to the drama that almost overtook the series, while also reinforcing the community's intolerance for disrespectful outsiders. Ultimately, fans applauded the creative pivot. Ratings held steady, and social media comments turned from outrage to gratitude. "Thank you, writers, for listening to the Hardys," one tweet read. "Hope Valley feels like home again." The incident became a cautionary tale for the writers' room. As Lindsay Sturman later told TV Guide, "We'll never take for granted how deeply our audience cares. They don't just watch the show, they live it." For cast and crew, it was a reminder of how much When Calls the Heart matters to people around the world. It's not just about romances or conflicts. It's about doing the right thing, even when it's hard. In this case, doing the right thing meant admitting a mistake before it aired and preserving the show's legacy of heart, honor, and hope.